talk about the first assignment for week 2. And of course, I just covered in the other video for week 2 your reading assignments, and so make sure you get those done first. So this first one is a scenario decision-based discussion. So here's the general instructions. So my hope is that you listen carefully to my directions about week 1, and then because they're the same for formatting. So you'll want to bold the headings of everything, organize it well, organize it as it appears here in your course, and then your answer following right beside the bold. So strengths and weaknesses, choice 1, those should be bolded in the titles. So anyway, carefully read the scenario provided, considering the readings, video, and other course material for the week. So you'll want to take notes on your reading, the chapters, and the videos provided so you can reference back to them quickly. And then you're going to look for strengths and weaknesses ahead of time, so that can give you a quick insight into what to look for as you read, at least in regard to this assignment. Now, you do want to read them in general, but specific to this, you're going to want to take note of those things. So carefully read. Step 2, evaluate provided choices and then select the choice or course of action you consider best. And number 3, clearly detail your reasoning for your decision and why you consider each of the choices less than optimal. Okay. And step 4, critically evaluate 2 other classmates' choices. So critically evaluate doesn't mean you just say nice job. Critically evaluate means where you disagree, what you might see differently. You're not trying to cause a stir or a fight by any means, but it's a discussion. It's what would happen in well-functioning or high-functioning organizations where the culture is one of winning. Okay, so evaluate the scenario, and the scenario is right down here. It defines the workplace. I'm not going to read this to you, but you want to think about these in the context of the questions or the management questions asked. And the management question is here. Which strategic planning method / technique will yield the most useful insights for this organization? So when it says this organization, it's speaking directly about the scenario workplace. So what are its characteristics? What's unique about that you might want to pay attention to? And then number 2, and you're going to want to separate these out in your answer. How does technology influence your assessment? So things like AI, other IT tools that are out there, ERP systems, enterprise resource planning, and so on. So SWOT analysis, PESTLE, and Porter's 5 forces. Very basic management tools, but very powerful, seemingly simple. So that's how you're going to so choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, strengths and weaknesses of each, and how does technology, so you would add another point, technology, and you're going to want to dissect this very carefully so then you can make an informed decision. Again, your replies to others are going to be a critique of what they did and what they may have missed and how you could offer them or help offer them insight. Not everyone may come to the same conclusion, so keep that in mind as you read this. Okay, and then you'll post that discussion. Note the due dates as we go along. That's important. So let's go to the other assignment. I'm going to go week 2. Excuse me. There we go. There's week 2. Reflection. Let's look at that. So after doing all the assignments, again, you're going to want to use the resonate, resist, and unanswered questions in bold with your response in regular font right behind them. What did you learn? What resonated with you? What piques your interest? Affinity. Your experience. Or your lack thereof. What do you resist? What bothers you? What do you think might be conflicts or contradictions? And then unanswered questions. What's left out? And these are your thinking questions. So I'm really interested in what you think. That's a key to this, because that's what's going to be called. You're going to be called upon is what do you think in management? And so your ability to contribute in this will help greatly when employment and promotion comes along, or as it comes along. Okay. So that covers the first 2 of the presentation. Now the presentation is the last thing you do during the week. Management exercises, let's look at that. So, and again, this is going to follow the same formatting plan that you did on week 1. So follow them exactly. You've got So management skills application exercise, chapter 8, there's none there. But chapter 9, you've got page 302, number 3, managerial decision exercise, critical thinking case. So it's laid out very well. Make sure you're looking at the right one. So the critical thinking case for chapter 9 should be page 303, and it should be the critical thinking case. So you want to look for that heading. So be very careful to do these accurately. Again, format them very nicely so everything can be indexed and read clearly. Okay. Then the last exercise for week 2 is interviewee. So here's who will be your interviewee for the management information interview. That was opened up in week 1, I believe, but you might have to look a little bit for more details. Where do they work? What do they do? This is information you're going to provide to me through the discussion, because I want to know if you've got somebody. So the sooner you can do this, the better. So that's why week 1 it was mentioned. And so someone that you have, some sort of at least a business contact or relationship that would be willing to talk to you about things in detail. So you want to jump on this and make sure you get it all done. So that should take you through, I believe, let me just double check. Yep, that should take you through week 2. So spend time up front, early part of the week. You want to get everything laid out and ready to roll. Do your prep work, and then do the questions and assignments, and you should be rolling. And then you're off to week 3. Take care. If you need help, let me know.